Across the wide galaxy, there was one name that no one dared to speak loudly. The Alien Empress. When her name appeared on a screen, leaders went silent. When her ships were seen in space, planets prepared to surrender. No empire had ever stood against her and survived. She did not rule with hope or peace. She ruled with fear. Her throne world was cold and dark, built from the remains of defeated civilizations. Long halls of black metal echoed with the sound of her steps. Every wall told a story of conquest. Every symbol was a warning. The Empress herself was calm and silent. She did not shout. She did not threaten. She only watched. Her eyes were sharp, ancient, and empty of mercy. One look from her was enough to make even the strongest generals lower their heads. The Galactic Council feared her more than war itself. She had ended star nations in days. Fleets vanished under her command. Worlds that refused her rule were erased from history. The galaxy learned one simple truth. If the Alien Empress wanted something, she took it. That was why the council chamber was filled with fear when a new message arrived. It was not from a powerful empire. It was from Earth. A young world. A weak world. A human world. The room filled with quiet laughter. Some aliens clicked their jaws in amusement. Others shook their heads. Humans, one council member said. They are slow. Emotional. Divided. They fight among themselves, another added. They can barely leave their own system. The message was simple. Earth was sending a single human representative. No fleet. No weapons. No demands. Just one human. The Empress listened without reaction. Her fingers rested on the arm of her throne as she looked at the glowing symbol of Earth. A small blue planet, far from the great powers of the galaxy. So, she finally said, her voice calm and cold, the humans wish to speak. Yes, Empress, a general replied. They ask for a meeting. The Empress's lips curved into a faint smile. Let them come. Not because she feared them. Not because she respected them. But because she was curious. Days later, the human arrived. A single ship entered the Empress's system. It was small. Old. No visible weapons. No escort. It moved slowly, almost carefully, as if it did not want to disturb the space around it. The alien fleets watched closely. That is it? A commander asked. That is all humanity sends. Yes, another answered. Just one. Laughter spread through the fleet channels. The human ship was allowed to land. Inside the great hall of the Empress, rows of alien leaders stood in silence. The air was heavy. The lights were dim. At the far end of the hall sat the Alien Empress on her throne. The doors opened. A single human walked inside. He was not tall. He wore simple clothes. He carried nothing. No armor. No guards. No fear on his face. Every eye followed him as he walked forward alone. The Empress studied him closely. This was the creature the galaxy said was weak. This was the species that dared to stand before her. The human stopped at the center of the hall and looked up at the throne. He did not bow. For the first time in many years, the Empress felt something unexpected. Interest. She did not know it yet. But this meeting would change the galaxy forever. The great hall was silent. Hundreds of alien eyes were fixed on the lone human standing at the center. He looked small inside the massive chamber. Tall pillars rose around him, carved with symbols of destroyed worlds. The air felt heavy, full of power and fear. The Alien Empress leaned forward on her throne. So, she said slowly, her voice echoing through the hall, you are the human they sent. The human nodded once. My name is Elias, he said. His voice was calm. Not loud. Not weak. A low sound of laughter spread among the alien leaders. One human, an alien general said. Is this a joke? Another spoke with a sharp tone. Did Earth run out of soldiers? Elias did not answer them. He kept his eyes on the Empress. She raised one hand, and the hall fell silent again. You stand before me alone, the Empress said. No army. No shield. No threat. Why are you here, human? Elias took a slow breath. I am here to speak for Earth, he said. More laughter followed. Speak, an alien advisor mocked. Words do not stop fleets. The Empress watched closely. She expected fear. She expected anger. But Elias showed neither. You know what I have done, she said. You know how many worlds have fallen. Yes, Elias replied simply. And still you came, she continued. Why? Elias looked around the hall. At the generals. At the symbols of conquest. At the throne made from the metals of fallen empires. Because humans do not run forever, he said. The laughter stopped. The Empress narrowed her eyes. Brave words, she said. Or foolish ones? Maybe both, Elias answered. Some aliens stood up in anger. He insults you, Empress. Let us end this now. The Empress lifted her hand again. No, she said. I will hear him. She looked directly at Elias. Tell me, human, she said. Why should I not erase your world tomorrow? The question hung in the air. Elias did not rush his answer. Because Earth is not your enemy, he said. The Empress smiled slightly. The weak always say that. Elias shook his head. We are not weak, he said. We are quiet. The hall grew tense. One alien laughed loudly. Quiet means afraid. Elias turned his head slightly but did not look at the alien. Quiet means we watch, he said. We learn. The Empress leaned back. You learned enough to send one man, she asked. Yes, Elias replied. And what can one man do? She asked. Elias looked up at her. One human can start a war, he said. Or stop one. That caught her attention. The Empress studied his face. Still calm. Still steady. You speak as if you have power, she said. Yet I see none. Elias nodded. You won many wars, he said. But you never asked why humans survived theirs. The hall became silent again. Humans lost planets, Elias continued. We lost cities. We lost billions. Some aliens shifted uncomfortably. But we are still here, Elias said. Not because we are strong, but because we adapt. The Empress felt something stir. A small crack in her certainty. You think adaptation makes you dangerous? She asked. Elias met her gaze. No, he said. It makes us patient. The Empress paused. For the first time, she did not interrupt. She did not laugh. She waited. And in that moment, the galaxy unknowingly took its first step toward a truth it had ignored for far too long. The hall stayed silent. No one laughed now. No one spoke. All eyes were on Elias. The alien Empress studied him with a new expression. Not anger. Not pride. Curiosity. You speak of patience, she said. Explain. Elias took a slow step forward. Not in fear. Not in pride. Just calm. Humans were not born strong, he said. We were not the fastest. We were not the biggest. We were not the smartest. Some aliens nodded. That part matched their beliefs. We were weak on our own world, Elias continued. Our planet tried to kill us every day. Cold. Heat. Storms. Disease. Hunger. Images appeared in the air around the hall. Human history. Wars. Broken cities. Burning lands. Floods. Ruins. The aliens watched quietly. We fought each other, Elias said. We made mistakes. We destroyed our own home many times. The Empress looked at the images with cold interest. And yet, she said, you survived. Yes, Elias answered. Not because we were strong, he continued, but because we learned faster than we failed. The images changed. Humans building again. New cities. New tech. New ships. New colonies. We adapt, Elias said. Every loss teaches us. Every fall changes us. The Empress leaned forward slightly. Many species adapt, she said. Most still fall. Yes, Elias replied. Because they adapt to survive. He paused. Humans adapt to win. The words echoed in the hall. The alien generals exchanged uneasy looks. Elias lifted a small device in his hand. A simple human tool. The air filled with data lights. Charts. Patterns. Growth lines. This is human expansion, Elias said. Slow. Quiet. Hidden. The lines did not spike fast. They rose slowly, steady, unstoppable. You did not see us, Elias said. Because we never tried to be seen. The Empress stared at the patterns. You hide, she said. We prepare, Elias corrected. A low tension spread across the hall. You fear war, Elias continued. So you build fleets. You fear rebellion, he said. So you build fear. The Empress did not deny it. We fear extinction, Elias said. So we build resilience. He looked around the hall. You rule by fear, he said. Humans survive by memory. Memory of pain. Memory of loss. Memory of mistakes. The Empress felt something shift in the room. Humans do not forget, Elias said. We record. We study. We improve. One alien whispered, they grow too slow. Elias heard him. Yes, he said. Slow enough to be ignored. The Empress spoke again. Why reveal this now? She asked. Elias looked at her directly. Because you are not like the others, he said. You do not destroy without reason. The Empress did not answer. You control the galaxy, Elias said. But control creates resistance. He took another small step forward. Humans do not want your throne, he said. We want distance. Space to grow. Space to learn. Space to become. The Empress felt something new. Not fear, but uncertainty. What happens if I refuse? She asked. Elias answered calmly. Then humans will do what we always do, he said. Adapt. The hall grew colder. Adapt how? The Empress asked. Elias paused. Then spoke the words that changed the room. We stop being quiet. Silence followed. Heavy silence. The kind that comes before storms. The Empress looked at the human. For the first time in her long rule, she did not see weakness. She saw potential. Dangerous potential. And she realized something the galaxy had never understood. Humans were not loud. Humans were not proud. Humans were not fast. Humans were patient. And patience, she knew, was the most dangerous weapon of all. The silence in the hall felt heavy. The alien Empress sat still on her throne, her eyes locked on the human. Elias stood calm, but the air around him felt tense, like a storm waiting to break. You speak with confidence, the Empress said slowly. For someone who stands alone. I am alone here, Elias replied. Not alone in the galaxy. Some alien generals shifted in their seats. You threaten me, one of them demanded. Elias did not look at him. No, he said. I warn you. The Empress raised a hand, stopping any further outburst. You claim humans are patient, she said. You claim you adapt. She leaned forward. But patience ends. Adaptation has limits. Elias nodded once. Yes, he said. That is true. The Empress stood up from her throne. The hall reacted at once. Guards straightened. Generals lowered their heads. Power filled the room. I have ruled for centuries, she said. I have seen species rise and fall. She walked down the steps of her throne, each step echoing. I ended empires stronger than yours, she said. Faster than yours. Smarter than yours. She stopped only a short distance from Elias. You expect me to believe one quiet species will change that? Elias looked up at her. No, he said. I expect you to test it. The Empress's eyes narrowed. A test, she repeated. She turned away and gestured toward the star map above the hall. Very well, she said. Let us test humanity. The map shifted. Systems glowed. One small system pulsed blue. Earth. Gasps spread across the chamber. The Empress pointed at it. I will send a fleet, she said. Not to destroy. Not yet. Elias felt his chest tighten, but his face stayed calm. I will place your world under my control, the Empress continued. Your skies will belong to me. She turned back to Elias. And you will watch. Elias finally spoke with weight in his voice. If you touch Earth, he said, humans will respond. The Empress laughed softly. With what? She asked. You have no fleets here. No weapons. No allies. Elias met her gaze. We do not show our strength, he said. We hide it. The Empress waved her hand. Enough, she said. You have spoken more than enough for one human. Guards stepped closer. Elias raised one hand. One last thing, he said. The Empress paused. You believe fear keeps order, Elias said. But fear also blinds. The Empress turned fully toward him. You think I am blind? She asked. Yes, Elias said simply. To what humans become when cornered. The Empress stared at him. Then she made her choice. Send the fleet, she commanded. The order echoed through the hall. Far away, massive alien ships began to move. Elias lowered his hand. Then this meeting is over, he said. He turned to leave. Human, the Empress called. Elias stopped. You said you were the first, she said. What did you mean? Elias looked back. I am the first human you meet, he said. Not the last. The doors closed behind him. Moments later, alerts rang through the chamber. Lights flashed. An officer rushed forward. Empress, he said urgently. Several outer systems just went dark. The Empress frowned. Explain. No explosion. No battle, the officer said. Just silence. More alerts followed. Another officer spoke. Our communication relays are failing. The Empress turned toward the star map. Human-controlled regions did not glow. They disappeared. For the first time, doubt entered her mind. She realized her mistake too late. She had tested humanity. And humanity had answered. Not with fire, but with control. The galaxy did not burn. There were no explosions. No screaming fleets. No dying stars. Instead, the galaxy went quiet. Across dozens of systems, alien fleets stopped moving. Gates failed to open. Weapons did not respond. Communication lines fell silent. The Alien Empress stood before the star map, watching lights fade one by one. What is happening? She demanded. Her officers worked in panic. Our systems are locked, one said. Our fleets cannot receive orders, another added. Our weapons are asleep. The Empress felt a cold truth form in her mind. This was not an attack. This was control. A new signal filled the hall. Human. Clear. Calm. Direct. Elias appeared on the screen. He did not smile. You see now, he said. Humans did not come to conquer. The Empress stared at him. You crippled my empire, she said, without firing a single weapon. Yes, Elias replied, because war destroys what we may need tomorrow. The Empress stepped closer to the screen. You could end me, she said. Why don't you? Elias's answer was simple. Because fear would make us you. The hall was silent. Humans learned long ago, Elias continued, that power without restraint destroys the future. Images appeared again. Human cities rebuilt after war. Earth healing after damage. Colonies growing slowly, carefully. We made many mistakes, Elias said. That is why we choose control over chaos. The Empress lowered her head slightly. For centuries, she said, the galaxy feared me. Yes, Elias answered. And that fear shaped everything. She looked up. But fear blinded the galaxy, he continued, to the species that learned from it. The Empress closed her eyes. What do you want? She asked. Distance, Elias said. Respect. And time. The galaxy waited. And if I refuse? She asked. Elias paused. Then humans will adapt further, he said. And next time, we will not be gentle. The Empress understood. She had ruled through terror. Humans ruled through patience. I will withdraw my fleets, she said. Across the galaxy, systems slowly returned to life. Lights reappeared. Weapons unlocked. But something had changed. The Empress looked at the human on the screen. The galaxy will remember this day, she said. Yes, Elias replied. It will remember who it feared. The screen went dark. Elias returned to Earth. He was not celebrated as a hero. He was not praised as a conqueror. He returned as a messenger. The galaxy watched humanity differently now. Not with laughter. Not with doubt. But with caution. Because the truth was finally clear. The galaxy feared the Alien Empress. But it feared the wrong species. Humans were not loud. Humans were not cruel. Humans were not fast. Humans were patient. And when patience ended, the galaxy listened.